guys, welcome to today's Big Brother 18 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Kaisa Hubbard. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you so much for your support on Patreon. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day, it's holla for a dollar. Just check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so just a quick recap of last night's live show. Jose was evicted by a vote of 7-4. I'm still like shocked, well not really, that he thought that Natalie was the one that flipped on him. Jose, no, use your friggin' brain. So we also found out about a new twist last night. It's called BB Battle Back, and I'm actually really excited about it because it's kind of like a Survivor Redemption Island thing going on. We've never seen that on Big Brother before, so I think it's a fun way to bring someone back, instead of just like having America vote or having like one competition with all the potential returners. The thing that I don't like about it is that apparently we're going to see all of these battles in the same night. Like, they're going to happen every week, but we're going to see them all on July 22nd, which kind of sucks because I was looking forward to seeing one battle every week and like building up the anticipation for who was going to come back, but it is what it is. At least we're getting it at all. So, last night also ended with an HOH cliffhanger. We did not get to see the rest of the competition on the feeds, but when they came back, we found out that Pauly is the new HOH, which means that Category 4 won the competition and is safe for the week. So, of course, Pauly. We've got Frank, Bridget, and Michelle also all safe. Woo! Alright, so James confirms to America that he did indeed throw the competition like he said he would. So he's like, sorry America, but we gotta get rid of either Victor or Bronte this week. And they were both on his team, so you gotta do what you gotta do. So you guys, some of you have been asking me what's going on with Pauly and Zakia showmance-wise. Well, here's what's going on. So they are still like all rubbing each other's arms and stuff, like cuddling up to each other, but it seems like Pauly does not want to jump into things too quickly. I think he is interested in Zakia, and I think Zakia is definitely interested in him, but she's all like, that's not my man. And he's all like, remember Nicole and Hayden? They got together before the jury started, and look what happened to them. Somebody's got an itch over there. So he's like, showmances become targets. But it sounds like it could happen at some point, but they kind of want to wait until after the jury starts, so it's not like right now. But that's the Pauly and Zakia showmance update. So Paul and Nicole had a quick chat after those two talked, Pauly and Nicole. And Pauly's like, this is a really big itch. Pauly is like, I'm sticking to the plan. I'm targeting Victor, just like we discussed before. So he's like, I'm gonna nominate whoever the group wants, though. Like, if we want to backdoor him, great. If you want to put him up right away against like Paul or something, I'll do it. Whatever. I want to do what the group wants, which is great that he's a team player. But are you kidding me? But it's like kind of sad because he's not officially part of the group. He's not in the 8-Pack Alliance. I don't know if he has any like solid alliances. He's working with Tiff, like, unofficially. He seems to have some sort of bro thing going with Corey and Frank, but again, that's not really official either. But he's ready to do what the group wants. So, Frank and Tiffany make amends. They had that whole squabble on Wednesday night. So Frank is like, are we good? He apologizes for popping off on her the night before. He's like, tensions were high. It's not an excuse. I shouldn't have freaked out on you like that. Please stop! I shouldn't have freaked out on you like that. But it happened, and I'm sorry. So Tiff is like, it's okay. I'm sorry too, because I've been told I can be a little aggressive in my approach. Like, multiple people have told me that, so sorry. So they agree, like, they butt heads because they're pretty similar, and I would have to agree with that too. I think they are both kind of like those alpha personalities, and they don't like people questioning them or like saying you're wrong about so-and-so. So I see a lot of butting heads in their future in this game. Okay, so Victor and Paul had a chat in the bathroom, and these two. They were still surprised that Day and Zakiya flipped on them. It's not a flip because they were never with you, okay? Wake up. But Paul is like... Sorry, Victor is like, I can't believe freaking James threw that competition like that, the HOH competition. Apparently James was like dancing around on the logs, and Victor's like, I wish I could have just pushed him off so I could do it by myself. But they both expect to be up on the block. I think that's a good call on their part. I think there's a good chance they could both be up there. But Paul is like, just like, let's see what happens. I'm going to try to work my magic over the next few days, and hopefully we can both get out of this alive. Alright, so... Paulie had a nice little strategy chat with Tiffany and Michelle. This was kind of interesting. He was like, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. Natalie and Bronte make me nervous. More so than, like, Paul even. So he's like, obviously we're still going after Victor this week. That's the plan. But if for some reason Victor is not an option, like if he's saved by the power of veto or something... He's like, we should get rid of one of the girls. Like, let's not mess around with Paul right now. Let's get rid of either Natalie or Bronte. Because he's been noticing that Natalie especially has been, like, charming James and Frank. And he's worried that those girls are going to get in their heads and weaken them with, like, their sub stories or whatever. I mean, I do notice that, like... James and Frank were saying, like, oh, we don't have to get rid of Natalie. Like, I think she'll come around, blah, blah, blah. Which I think she probably would. But I could see why Paulie would be nervous. But still, I think you could get rid of Paul. Alright, but anyway. Victor and Paul. They start campaigning to Paulie. This is before Paulie even gets his HOH room. So, at this point, it seems like they're throwing... anything they can, anything and everything up against the wall, and they're trying to see what's going to stick. So first they bring up the guy-girl balance in the house. They're like, look, there are only 6 guys left, and there are 8 girls. So if we lose another guy this week, they're going to take over. The girls are going to take over. We can't let that happen. Yeah. So then they're like, did you see how loyal we were to Jose? Do you see how loyal we are? We can do that for you, too. First of all, it's been like a week, so you haven't really proven your loyalty too much yet. You stayed loyal for like a week. Now, it was a long week, but still. Also, you just tried to vote out Paulie like a few hours ago. Stop. So, Victor is like, you know what? We could do something like the brigade. How all the guys work together. We each have, like, a girl that we're close to. Oh, God. And then they're also like, you know what? We need to take out all the manipulators. We need to get rid of them. And Paulie's like, okay, who are they? And they're like, James. They are convinced that James is, like, the puppet master with this group. What? Yeah. So then Bronte comes over during this discussion, and they're like, oh, yeah, Bronte's great. She's great. And Bronte's like,
Paulie, I want you to know that, like, I'm loyal and I'm a good competitor so I can, like, win shit for you.
And she says that she and Natalie just want to make it to the jury so that they can keep getting paid. Get out! I hate when people say that. It's so annoying. So then Paulie goes and discusses his nominations options with Zakiya. And he's like, I'm not really sure at this point if we should go right for Victor out, you know, right from the beginning, or if we should backdoor him. Need to think about it more. But in any case, he's thinking about putting up Paul as a pawn. And he's like, I need to talk to Paul beforehand, let him know, and tell him that I want him to win the power of veto, kind of like pump him up, and be like, you need to win that veto so that Victor can't. So he's going to tell him straight up that Victor's the target. And then he's gonna just go after Paul or Bronte the following week. I guess. Alright, so then it's time for Paulie's HOH room reveal. Woo! Vocal check, family, photos. Woo! Alright, he got a letter from his little bro, Cody, and Cody's all like, keep killing it, stop being soft, get it together. His CD is Breaking Benjamin. He got all of his snacks and such. That's fun. Alright, back to the game. Bronte and Natalie were chatting in the London room, and they're realizing, whoa, We were completely oblivious last week. What were we freaking doing? We didn't realize that all those people who were hanging out together all the time were gonna vote together. Yeah. So they're saying to each other, like, we need to distance ourselves from Victor and Paul. They are a sinking ship at this point. We need to cut those ties, keep buddying up to James, make other people like us. That's a great game plan. But yeah, they were worried that the guys would be selling them out to Paulie, and that was kind of happening, yeah. So Paul was up in the HOH with Paulie like all damn night last night. I'm not even kidding. So Paulie was trying to convince him to go up as a pawn. He's like, I guarantee you, Victor is a target. He will be leaving. So after like forever, they shake on it. So then Paulie is discussing his options with Frank, and this is like 5 o'clock in the morning, and Frank is like, yeah, if you want to go ahead with that backdoor plan, we could put up like Paul and Bronte, but you got to make sure that you talk to Bronte beforehand too, because what if she gets to pick who's going to play in the power veto, and she picks Victor, and he wins, and takes one of them off? Then they would have to put up Natalie, and that would, you know, it wouldn't be as good as getting rid of Victor or Bronte or Paul. So, okay. He's like, yeah, we'll fix that. We'll figure it out. So, this morning, they had the nomination ceremony, and as planned, Paulie put up Paul and Bronte with the intention of backdooring Victor. So then the 8-pack was talking, and they were like, wow, we got to make sure that that roadkill winner does not put Victor up on the block, because they don't want to give him a chance to even play in that power veto. They just want to play the odds and hope that he does not get picked to play at all. Also, Victor knows that he's the backdoor target. He finally realized something correctly. So he knows he's in trouble. He is kissing major butt. He's playing chess with Paulie, and Paulie's just like, yeah, man, if one of the noms comes down, Natalie's gonna go up. We'll get rid of, like, either her or Bronte, whatevs. Really? Is he really supposed to believe that? Maybe he would. I don't know. So Victor's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. So Victor's saying that he and Paulie are the two strongest players in the house. They could work together and just like go back and forth with the HOHs. Again, he brings up making some sort of brigade alliance. All right. So the feeds went down this afternoon for the roadkill competition, and they were down like for hours and hours, at least 5 hours. And we find out that Victor won, because he told Frank, and now Frank is telling, like, everyone. So the question is, who will Victor put up on the block? I'm assuming it's going to be James, but you never know. We'll find out. And then tomorrow's the Power Veto competition, so it's an exciting weekend. So let me know what you guys think of the nominations and the roadkill and everything in the comments below. And until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.